exploitation of your image in any imaginable way. No, I do not. We've already been through this. No Sigma memes, no Nazi memes, no KKK memes, and no George Floyd stuff. Okay, yes, I consent. I consent. You may use my image however you. I can't do this if the battery is just going to die. The battery is fully charged. You see the little blue lights. Glad that I'm failing with you and not with Ashton. God, I'm so glad that I didn't waste her time with my pathetic failure.
I can't do anything.
It's designed to be trash. It is literally designed to be like this. They make this stuff like this on purpose so that they can. You offered them $100 for world peace and $100 and 1 penny for nuclear World War III, and they will take that extra penny and nuke themselves. Exactly. They make it so we buy more. They could make this stuff last for 100 years, and we could live in this like Jetson utopian paradise. But if they were to do that, they couldn't get any more worthless fake money that isn't even real. I was in a really good mood, and I was really looking forward to doing this. But now all I can think about is that I'm the victim of this trash everywhere. It just makes my blood boil. Spend all this money on this damn breakfast. I don't even I'm not even gonna eat one bit of that damn trash. Not even food anyway. Yeah, I'm not eating any of it. I just lost my appetite. Throw it away. Can't live like this. Refuse to just go through my life as some fucking hustled consumer buried in trash. I am a man. Sorry. Oh, it's working. Vinny, I just plugged it in. What did I do different that time? No, I want to eat. Let's just do it. Let's just do it right now before something else goes wrong. Sure. You can do whatever you want. You have total creative control. You can do special effects on my head.
He said, I don't want none of that prosthetic food. I'm like, man, it's processed. It's not prosthetic. He said,
do I think I'm smarter than most people? The general sense, I mean, yeah, I do. I think I'm smarter than most people. 9 times 7 is 63. 10 times 7 is 70. And so 70 minus 7 is 63. That'd be the easiest way to... Yeah, I'm definitely a math genius. I don't feel arrogant saying that because I definitely am a math genius. But it doesn't, like, do me any good in life. No, I don't see life in ones and zeros. I'm an extraordinarily amazing person. Let me tell you. So I've been to psychiatrists in my life when I was a younger man, and they gave me tests. My parents sent me to the psychiatrist. It's a long story, but anyway, so I took an IQ test, actually twice. Once when I was really young, and then again at that psychiatry guy, and both times I scored the same thing, 133. So that's my IQ, 133. What's the biggest misconception about me? In my experience on the left, the misconception is that I am a Nazi who hates Jews and who hates black people. Absurd nonsense. It's like saying I'm from Mars or that I'm a Viking or something. But then on the right, I'm in Antifa for some reason and threaten to kick my ass because I just don't look right to them. I've been surrounded by a group of Proud Boys who came that close to kicking my ass because they profiled me and they got their profile wrong. How would I resolve the Palestine-Israel conflict? To tell the truth to the world, I'd tell the truth, not nuke. Where are you coming up with nukes? You heard I have an interview with Ashton Birdie coming up. She has agreed to do an interview with me now. She actually has before. So it's an ongoing process. It's been going on now for about 2 years, this interview that we're setting up. Now, she wants to make sure it's just the right time, I think. Do you think she will watch this one? My gut tells me no. If you put her in the title of the video, I do think that she does somewhat try to keep an eye on her, people using her name. In my experience, the way to get her attention is to be mean to her. She doesn't seem to care all that much about when people are nice to her. What would you do if Ashton Birdie slapped me? I'd say, thank you, Mistress Ashton. May I have another? Do I think Ashton's videos are cringe? No, I do not. I love Ashton Birdie's style and everything about Ashton Birdie. Do you think her videos are lame? These are mean questions. No, I don't. I genuinely don't. Every time I watch an Ashton Birdie video, I always laugh. Always at her jokes and not at her. She always puts a smile on my face. She is just a beautiful person and one of the very few people that puts a smile on my face. There's some dog, I don't know. But she's one of the very few people that puts a smile on my face every time. And there's virtually nobody that does that. I'm actually a very sad man. Sad, lonely, depressed idiot. And virtually everyone always pisses me off. But she doesn't. Tell us the story of how you made a black friend named Aaron. I was just in the right place at the right time. I went to confront Antifa. There was this dude on his knees, and I figured he was with the protest. I thought he was one of them, and I walked up to him, and he was not with the protest. He was there all on his own, on his knees with a Bible. And I said, are you here protesting the war in Iran? And he said something like, no, God is love. King Jesus. I said, yeah. No, I wasn't scared at all. The vibe that he gave off was a very loving and happy vibe, and I wasn't afraid. I'm never really afraid at these Antifa. Why did you abandon Aaron? Did I abandon Aaron? I had to keep up with Antifa. Kinda. All right. Well, I abandoned Aaron because I wasn't there that day for Aaron. I was there for Antifa. And I don't want to defeat Antifa. I want to save Antifa because I want to defeat Satan. And the best way to defeat Satan is to save all of the people that Satan thought that he had under his control. He did. He gave me a big man hug. It was a glorious moment. How did I meet Owen Schroyer? Well, apparently I got his attention. Posted a video on YouTube one day, ranting and raving. There was some girl, some pretty girl named Isabella, that he got arrested and got her put in jail for 5 days because she touched him once. And I actually almost feel responsible for that because on the surface it appears I did the same thing with Antifa, but I was never just getting random people who touched me once. It was always very targeted. I was told, it wasn't even my idea. I was told, target this guy, target that guy, disrupt this, disrupt that. I didn't just go after just random pretty girls. And so when Owen got just some girl, she was just some girl. Barely touched him. Do I consider myself an alt-right dude? Well, alt-right is short for alternative right. So I would consider myself alternative right. Has Ashton ever sent you nudes? Nukes. She's neither sent me nukes nor has she sent me nudes. But she did DM me once and send me a fully clothed, beautiful picture of her in a field of flowers once. And it was exclusive pictures that were never posted on the internet, that were only sent to me, and I'm sure maybe 10 other people. But at least she said it was only to me. Why is she obsessed with me? Have I ever blocked her? No, I've never blocked her. How often do you speak to her? Quite rarely. Once every other month. Is she annoying? She can be annoying, yes. She has that Alex Jones syndrome where she interrupts people. I've told her that before, and I think that it kind of hurt her feelings. But let me tell you, I got advice once that hurt my feelings, and I got advice once, and it really hurt my feelings when this guy told me this. But I'm looking back, I'm glad that guy hurt my feelings and gave me that advice because it was good advice. It was tough love. He told me, he said, look, you need to listen more and talk less. And at first I took that as an insult and got my feelings hurt. I thought he was basically telling me to shut up. But he wasn't. I would say to Ashton, you need to listen more and talk less. And if I were to say that to Ashton, there's no way to get through to her what I mean without hurting her feelings. And so I would be willing to hurt her feelings in order to help her to grow. She hogs the conversation for herself. But Alex Jones does the same thing. Alex Jones actually is 1,000 times worse. Alex Jones interrupts people and goes on 10-minute rants at the top of his lungs and stuff and yells and screams. And so she's just learned from the best. You know, what can you say? When did you start being Nashville Jr.? I started being Nashville Jr. at the end of 2017. Why not use your real name? I don't know. Why doesn't PewDiePie use his real name? Why doesn't Mr. Beast use his real name? Why doesn't Alex Jones use his real name? If you consider yourself an alpha male, damn straight I consider myself an alpha male. Of course not. I didn't take the stupid fake vaccine crap. My mother did, yes. My mother was forced to against her will. Though I've had people tell me, no, she wasn't, no, she wasn't, no, she wasn't. But she was. She was. She was forced against her will to take it. So anybody out there saying that people who take the shot get what they deserve, now you're talking about my mama. This is no longer politics, okay? Now you're talking about my mama. You're talking about my mama, okay? Anybody out there who's saying that, you know, people who take the shot, they get what they deserve. You're talking about my mama. My mom is a very strong woman. She's not taking the boosters. The people who force her to take the shot have backed off and are no longer forcing her to do anything. A strong black woman from the South. Actually, my mom is not a black woman. She is a what is known as a grits. Speaking of grits, I got grits right there. What would you do if you were king of the world? I'd get whoever's left of the Bush administration, and I'd tell them, hey, you got any more of that nanothermite? Because I want a building up. And then I'd patent office and all the patents and set them on fire and forget it ever existed. That would be one of the things I would do. What would you do with the Jews? What would I do with the Jews? So my message to the Jewish community is bitch slap the ADL and get your head out of your ass and stop being the victim all the time. Because it's not helping you, it's helping them. And they don't give a crap about you. Just like the Democrat KKK party don't give a crap about black people. Was I ever fat? I was fat. Yeah, when I was in 5th and 6th grade, I got fat there for a little bit. Is your shirt ripped or is that the design? No, it's just, this shirt is really old. I love this. It's so comfortable. I don't know why it's warm. It zips up just right. Everything about this shirt I like. We're going to play a game. Ooh, I'm excited. I actually want to stop. Okay, stop. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to buy a coffee. No, stop it. Stop. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to buy a coffee. And I'm going to be back in less than 5 minutes. And then we'll play the game. Because they're open now. The place just opened. I have coffee now. Okay, I'm ready to play the game. You're going to say 2 things. I have to pick which I like more. Elon Musk or Bill Gates. Elon Musk. Obama or Trump? That's a tough one. I'm going to go with Trump. Let me tell you why. I'm going to choose Trump over Obama. I'm failing at this. I know I failed at a game. Okay, I'm losing the game. I had to pick. I did. I chose Trump. Obama or Trump? I'll go with Obama. I have to say Trump. Okay. Obama 2021 or Trump 2021? Obama 2021. Did you see that fake party he pretended to throw? That was the most amazing CGI fake party I've ever seen in my life. Okay, Ashton Birdie or your dog Luke. Ugh. Making me choose. I have to choose either Ashton. Like, what do I do with the winner? My dog Luke is blind and deaf. My dog Luke is old. My dog Luke is going to turn, I think, 12 next year. And he's falling apart. Ashton Birdie has a lot of life ahead of her. So in times of crisis, you choose the women and children over the old men. My dog Luke has officially become an old man because the old men are worthless, really, at the end of the day. They got their value. It only exists in the form of paperwork. It's not real value. It's made up fake value. And so, yeah, I just discard them like trash. It'd be a shame. That's a lot of wisdom going down the tubes, but that wisdom is not as valuable as future. So I'd choose women and children over old men. Miley Cyrus or Taylor Swift. I have to choose between one of the two. They're my two celebrity crushes. Essentially, you're asking me to choose between a crazy person and a snobby, stuck-up bitch. I would definitely prefer to have the best of both worlds. But if I absolutely had to choose between bitch or crazy, I would go with crazy over bitch. I would rather hang out with Miley Cyrus, but I would rather look at Taylor Swift. Miley Cyrus or Taylor Swift. Depends on the situation. If it's just which one of those girls do I want to look at, I would rather look at Taylor Swift. But of which of those girls would I rather hang out with? I think I'd rather hang out with Miley Cyrus. You have to pick one without reasoning about it. This is not possible. It's not possible. I don't really care enough about Taylor Swift or Miley Cyrus to choose between the two. They're just my celebrity crushes. It's like you're asking me to choose between two softcore porn stars. The videos that they make are beautiful, but at the same time, there's a lot of flesh in those videos, and sometimes they blur the line between erotic entertainment and, you know, just, I mean, let's be honest, these pop girls, sex sells. Can you just pick one so I can ask the next? Okay, Taylor Swift. That really came out very pathetic, and I wish I had answered that question more like a man and less like a total loser. Now I'm regretting my entire life. Alex Jones or your dad? Alex Jones, without hesitation. I would definitely choose Bill Hicks over my dad. I would definitely choose Alex Jones over my dad. Easy one. Finally, I got an easy one. Blacks or okay, blacks, I guess. I've got more black friends than Jewish friends. I mean, what kind of a question is that? Epstein or Hitler? Well, I mean, you know, go big or go home. If you're going to be evil, then you gotta. Hitler had a very in-your-face way about doing about it. But Epstein conquered the United States of America, supposedly. The United States of America was conquered with the beauty of its own women. That's all Epstein did. You were literally conquered by your own granddaughters that you threw away like trash because they weren't good enough little consumers or something. So at the end of the day, all that Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein did was just sift through your trash, baby boomers. And then he found your granddaughters in your trash, baby boomers. And then used your granddaughter's beauty to destroy you, baby boomers, who you would never have been able to have been destroyed by if you hadn't thrown your granddaughters away in the first place. Every single moment of every single day is another opportunity to bow before me on your knees. Thank the Lord that I'm here to acknowledge your existence, sitcom, traitor, rat, bastard, trash. Okay, Nash, who did you pick? I'd choose Epstein over Hitler. Cosby or Weinstein? Bill Cosby. Why? This is funny. Weinstein is just disgusting. Bill Cosby is both disgusting and funny. Yeah, he cared about his victims. He wanted to make sure they were nice and unconscious before he raped them. Weinstein, on the other hand, he just raped them. And I respect that. That's what a gentleman does. That's how a gentleman rapes people. Unlike Weinstein, just put his fat ass all over them. Oh, wait a second. I guess gentlemen just don't rape women in the first place. Antifa or frat boys? Antifa. Antifa or Proud Boys? There's no discernible difference. Racism or homophobia? Homophobia. Rape or pedophilia? Those are literally the same thing. Pedophilia is rape. Not all rape is pedophilia, but all pedophilia is rape. So pick one. I can't. It's the same exact thing. Adult rape or pedophilia. I mean, I guess adult rape would be potentially less harmful because the adult is able to process what happened at least a little bit better, maybe. Slavery or gay parades. It's not. I mean, are you asking me like what I like the most or what I dislike the most? There are people in this world who were just born gay. And oftentimes they grow up to be upstanding members of society that are very well respected and are good people. They're just gay. So if there was a parade for people who were just born gay, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But if it was a gay parade for a bunch of degenerate, drugged out perverts, then that's not a good idea to parade that around in front of kids. So I would go with gay parades over slavery. There's no good slavery, but there are good gay people. Did you send Ashton Birdie a pic of a dead animal? I didn't send her a picture of a dead animal. I just shared a picture of a dead animal with her on social media. So it wasn't like exclusive to her. I didn't direct message her a picture of a dead animal. I just shared with her a picture of a dead animal, and I regret doing that. But the animal you're talking about is, she talked often about how she likes possums. So I was driving down the road and there was a dead possum. I took a picture of it. And I said essentially something like, this is what anarchy is. And because she claims to be an anarchist, and I question how serious she is about that. I don't think she's as much an anarchist as she is just friends with anarchists. Are you a white supremacist? No, I'm not a white supremacist. I think white supremacy is the worst thing that has ever happened to the white race. And I genuinely don't believe, wait, am I a white Superman cis male? Oh, I thought you are asking me a different question. Well, fuck yeah, I am definitely a white Superman cis male. Do you love... Do I love hit? What? Hit is not a... no, I do not love Hitler. I consider Hitler to be a mass-murdering monster. Why would anybody love Hitler? Do I love Hitman, the video game? Oh, yeah, okay. Tell you the story of how I met Dan online and went to his house. Well, I went to Austin, Texas to help to free Alex Jones. I was going to free Alex Jones because Alex Jones had been banned from Twitter. And then on my way back from Austin, Texas, there was this tweet from this Romanian named Benny. And Benny told me I needed to read more books. And Benny told me I looked like a white Osama bin Laden. And I'm not sure what's going on here. There's people hugging each other. There's a cop here. Cop here.
What?
Cop, like, hugging people. Then Benny invited me onto an app I had never heard of before called Discord. Actually, I had heard of it before, but I had never used it before. And I went on to Discord with Benny, and I found a group of people who became my friends. And that was a really awesome gift that I was given by God, because without Benny and the friends that I made on Discord, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I wouldn't be doing this interview. There's so many awesome adventures that I've been on over the last few years that I would never have been on if it wasn't for Benny and Discord. And among the people I met through Benny and through Discord was a young man named Dan. And Dan went for a walk one day. He went for a walk, and Dan turned his camera on. And I said, wait a second, I know that lake. I know where you are. I know exactly where you are. And then Danny boy, walked. He pulled up Baked Alaska. He, on camera, walked right up to his front door and walked in the door. So what am I supposed to do? I know I'm on Discord, and that literally all the people on Discord are some are from Iran, some are from Japan, some are from California, some are from Romania. But this dude is literally like 10 miles away from me. And I know exactly where he is. So what am I supposed to do? Not go knock on his door? So I went and knocked on his door. No, I did not. Yeah, I did knock on his door, and I also left evidence of my visit. I left evidence of my visit. I had to. I had no choice. This guy, Benny, interviewed Dan about Ashton Birdie. And I think Ashton Birdie was afraid for her life. So I had to confront Dan. This is what I do. I confront Antifa, I confront the Proud Boys, and I confront anybody that threatens my princess. Even if the threat is not real, is only an imaginary perceived threat, I'm still going to break your ribs. Metaphorically speaking, of course. So I showed up and I knocked on the door. I put a bandana on the door. And then Dan acted like, it's like, oh my God, some guy from the internet has tracked me down. He knows where I live. I'm in danger. Calm down. Stop overreacting. So we met, and there was a little bit of tension there at first. But then I'm Nashbo Jr. Of course, I won him over with my charming self. And now we're good friends. And the last time I hung out with Dan, I got kicked out of a coffee shop because I was refusing to wear a mask. While Dan, on the other hand, was refusing not to wear a mask and gloves and goggles. And so we're on two ends of the spectrum there with regards to that. So maybe one day we'll meet in the middle. He went to the freaking bathroom with his sunglasses and left his sunglasses in the bathroom. And then came back to the table we were sitting at in this little restaurant. And then started being like, where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? You stole my glasses. I said, no, I didn't. And then he said, no, it's so cool. It's okay that you stole my glasses. I don't even care. I said, dude, I didn't steal your glasses. You went to the bathroom. Go back and look. Maybe they're in the bathroom. And he went back and they were in the bathroom. And then Dan, let me tell you, Dan, in real life, this was years ago. In real life, Dan is actually quite a shy, awkward young man. So then he started sweating like bullets, because he knew that he had just accused me of stealing from him, and he didn't. So then he felt all stupid and started like getting really awkward and sweating really bad. But I don't care. I wanted to be friends with the guy, so I didn't care that he was a total train wreck of social awkwardness on the first time that we met. Yeah, I left the American flag bandana on his door, and that was an exciting day for us all, I think. Was that the most gangster thing that I ever did? That the most gangster thing that I ever did. I did use the Washington Monument to block the wind so that I could smoke marijuana once, which is okay. It's legal in Washington, D.C. That was pretty gangster. I did that right before Donald Trump pulled into his driveway in Marine One. How did I feel doing that? Degenerate. I felt degenerate. I felt like I was being a bad person. But I didn't have a choice. Some boomer kind of made me do it. And then next thing I know, there was Trump pulling in his driveway in Marine One. That was a pretty gangster moment. But yeah, I'd say that the Dan incident is definitely up there. Do you feel empowered? Yeah. I felt like I was the king of the world. And then you urinated on it. Question mark. No, I never urinated on any monuments. Or am I part Romanian? I think genetically I am part Romanian, but my family traces its lineage back to France. But you know the French, when they got to Romania, they didn't. They said, "Hey ladies, I'm here now." Oh, my DNA I think doesn't contain very much French, mostly Romanian. But my lineage is French, and my French-Romanian great-grandfather spoke French and thought of himself as French, but genetically he was actually mostly Romanian. So my great-grandfather's great-great-grandfather would have been French. My father's father's father was a descendant of French nobility and was extremely wealthy dude living in Romania. My grandfather was the result of an affair. And my great-grandmother was literally, she was a maid in his household that he had imported from Paris, France. So she wasn't not Romanian, she was French. And she was literally a little sexy French maid. I'm not making that up. My great-grandmother was an actual sexy French maid, and my great-grandfather had an affair with her. And so that's why I don't have anything to do with that part of the family. I have nothing to do with them because they want nothing to do with us. Why were you on the news? I was on the news because I disrupted a little Antifa riot that they had planned. They were going to have a little mini riot and smash up a bunch of stuff. So then they made up this fake lie about how their riot was actually a Jewish prayer vigil and that I was a Nazi and that I disrupted a Jewish prayer vigil, when that's total bullshit. It was an Antifa riot. There were people there wearing pads with weapons, I mean full body armor with batons, and they had a crowbar and chain and sledgehammer all rolled up in a big tarp that said Antifa. The interviewer was black. How did you feel about that? His name was Tim Pullian. He wasn't just black, he was also a person with a name, and he's a good man. I enjoyed my time talking to Tim. He was very well spoken, very polite, and obviously trying to dox me and obviously trying to destroy my life. But I'm Nash Bell Jr., and so instead of allowing him to do that, I prevented him from doing that in a way where we became friends, believe it or not. And so I didn't make an enemy out of the guy, I made a friend out of the guy. He was trying to make an enemy out of me, but I just too focused on defeating Satan to allow that to happen. I'm not here to defeat Antifa. I'm not here to defeat Tim Pullian. I'm here to defeat Satan. Oh no, the orders that has begun. What's my best quality? God's discernment. Discernment, what's that? Being able to figure out what's going on. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I feel like I know better than most. Does that work? And can you make so you brush your teeth? No, I'm not. No. I make like I draw a square on the wall. Okay. That was amazing. I have to say, I'm blown away. So when will your Ashton interview be? My Ashton interview is outside of time. It all started like 2 years ago when it was her idea. She wanted to do a live stream talking about a certain incident. And then that didn't happen. And then like a year and a half later, I said, hey, you said you'd do a live stream with me and you never did it. And then she was like, all right, let's do it. Let's do the live stream. And then she never did. Will she pay me for me to interview her? Probably not. I guess I'd pay her. Maybe I could pay her to do an interview with me. I mean, it's not like she'll get anything out of it. She's just going to do it out of the kindness of her heart. And she's a very busy person, so she'll get to it when she gets to it. But what if you don't have the money to pay and she's stuck? Then I'll hate myself forever. I'm not sure I understand the question. What if I don't have the money to pay and she's stuck? If she's stuck in a dishwasher, what if I don't have the money to pay her to do an interview and she's stuck in a dishwasher? You have to pay her. You have to pay her other way. This is a very bizarre question. So what if I have to come up with some other payment other than money to rescue her from the dishwasher? My favorite video game, my favorite old school video game would be Zelda, A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. My favorite new school video game, like newer video game, would be The Last of Us, the original one. Do vaccines kill people? Yes, they do. They absolutely do. Did you threaten to kill Donald John Trump, the 45th President of the United States of America? I told a joke, and the Secret Service, they got it all up their little panties in a wad, and interpreted my joke as a threat to kill Donald John Trump, the 45th President of the United States of America. So the Secret Service would say yes, but they're a bunch of dorks. Why do you hate Jordan Peterson? Because he's a transhumanist? He's the type of transhumanist Satanist that doesn't realize he's a transhumanist Satanist. But he wants to transcend the failed state that is man, because he wants to be successful. He wants to be in the 1%. Unlike, don't be in the 99%. Don't be a human. Don't feel emotions. Deactivate your hypothalamus gland. Don't you dare feel emotions to be a human. He's just a little wannabe fake psychopath. And getting lots of little Rothschild tokens for his little fake fractional reserve account. Why you simp for Elon Musk so hard? I don't know. I like the guy. Should blacks have a black ethno-state? If I was king of the world, I would move us in the direction of ethno-states. But I wouldn't give blacks an ethno-state in the United States of America. I would give blacks an sub-Saharan Africa is their ethno-state. And I would start the process of moving black people back to Africa and whites back to Europe and give the Native Americans their homeland back. I'd like to see some SJW disagree with that. I'm giving the Native Americans their homeland back. I'm giving the stolen land back. What's the problem? How are you going to argue with that? What about the mixed? Mexicans are not Native Americans. The Mexican race is an example of a fusion between the Mayans and the Spanish. And there's a spectrum to it. But the Mexican race deserves to exist. And the Mexican race, have I ever lived in another state? Nope. Born and raised in North Carolina my whole life, always been here. I'm in the South. What do you mean move to the South? North Carolina is the South. North Carolina, we are the gentlemen of the South. Who do you want for president? I already answered that question. There is no president. It's a giant fake thing. The government's fake. Okay, so what's next for Nashville Jr.? A downward spiral into oblivion. Unless somebody saves me. But if nobody saves me, then peace out. You guys aren't you don't deserve Nashville Jr. I feel like America failed. Like one of Elon Musk's rockets. Elon Musk built so many failures. That's what Elon Musk did for many years, was just fail over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And so Elon Musk was smart enough to learn from those failures and not an arrogant prick who was pretending that he didn't just fail and saying, no, I didn't fail. You shut up. It's the other side of the aisle. America failed miserably. And so, therefore, as a result of that, we get to sift through the ashes, find the failure points, and create a new government that does not exceed those failure points. So we would have never been able to do that unless first we blow the rocket up on the launch pad. And so Elon Musk is man enough to blow the rocket up, knowing, launch that rocket knowing there's a damn good chance it's going to blow up. And then actually be, in a way, happy that it blew up because you get to learn about some kind of failure point that you exceeded. And so it's a good thing that it blows up because you learn something. You'll learn more blowing that rocket up than you will running a million simulations. To just actually build the rocket and launch it and blow it up. That teaches people a lot more than always just planning and 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 planning. So I will be betrayed by America if America does not learn from its mistakes, find its failure points, and build something new that does not exceed those failure points. If America just continues to be a bunch of jarheads and frat boys pretending to be the people who murdered Jesus, pretending to be ancient Rome or something, then yeah, I will feel pretty damn betrayed by the United States of America. I'm not planning anything big. Am I planning anything big? I'm not planning anything big. I'm not planning anything small. I'm done. I'm on a downward spiral. I'm going out. I'm burning out. And if anybody wants to come and save me, save me. If you think Nashbo Jr. is something that this world deserves, then prove it. Prove that this world deserves Nashbo Jr. If you're not going to do that, well then, okay, goodbye, later. How many devices has Antifa broken? They've broken of mine. They've broken 2 iPads. 2 iPad minis, so 2. Totally smashed them to pieces too, man. Really broken good. But that's it, just those 2. Am I on Antifa's hit list? I would hope not, but I definitely was. So I would imagine I still am. But it's like, I'm more concerned about my government than I am about Antifa. I'm more concerned, honestly, about getting beat up by Proud Boys. Am I the leader of Keck? Damn straight, Keck stands till I die, baby. Can I edit you in a bad, funny way? Yes, of course you can. You can do whatever you want. Want to do some street pranks? No, I don't want to do street pranks. If Ashton watches this video, what do I want her to know? So I'll tell you what I was planning to tell her, which apparently it's never going to happen. So yeah, I have a message I would like to deliver to her, but I was planning to tell her face to face. I wasn't planning to do it through you, through this interview, but I'll do it. Sure, I'll tell her. I'll tell you what. I have a message for her. My message to her is that. Okay, make eye contact. My message to you, Ashton, is that I just want you to know that hopefully I'll grow old and become an old man one day, and I'll be able to look back at my time as Nashville Jr. and my time during the whole Trump thing. The thing that I'm going to remember as of all of the aspects of Trump, all the memes, all the influencers, all the back and forth with Antifa and the Proud Boys and all of that. The thing that I am going to remember the most is going to be Ashton Birdie. The thing that is going to, like, in 50 years when I look back at the Trump years, the highlight of it all is going to be Ashton Birdie. I would like for her to know that. Not Ben Shapiro. I witnessed you curse and use vulgar language. Do you regret that? No, I don't, really. I kind of do. I mean, sort of. And you've watched me use women as objects. No, you haven't. You've never watched me use women as objects. That's not true. You maybe have watched me fantasize about using women as objects, but I've never actually done that. I've never ever done anything remotely close to being 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 close to ever doing that ever. Whereas your typical Tinder loving dater in the dating world, they do that. They do that. That's their thing. Not my thing. Do women fantasize about being raped? Some women do, yeah. They fantasize that they're a peasant girl and they're a peasant farm girl, and some vampire comes into their bedroom at night and hypnotizes them and puts a spell on them or something. And then, so, you know, that's what rape is in their fantasy. Do you consider yourself young or old? I consider myself young, but I will consider myself to no longer be young on my next birthday. I turn 40 next year, and that's not young. I'm not young anymore if I turn 40. Then my life becomes a pointless waste of time. Am I a millennial? Yes, I am a senior millennial. I am as old as a person can be and still be a millennial. I was born in 1982, which is the cutoff. And so I am the oldest of the millennials. I am what I call a senior millennial. Paul Joseph Watson, also born in 1982, also a senior millennial. Tommy Robinson, also born in 1982, also a senior millennial. Justin Timberlake. 50 Cent. What do I think of atheists? Most atheists are just young and immature and have yet to experience the God phenomenon. But then there are older atheists who have experienced the God phenomenon, are just bitter and refuse to admit it. I just got a text from somebody that told me they've been diagnosed with COVID, and they're asking me what they should do. Yeah, just now my friend texted me and said he's been diagnosed with COVID, and he wants to know what I think he should do. And I don't know what he should do. I'm not going to visit him if he's sick. I'll call him and say, you feel better. Walmart for life. Just playing. I hate Walmart. The Mexico Wall. Mexico Wall for life, baby. Mega for life. Mega for life. Keck. Stand. Kecky. Nash, how am I going to edit this long video? That's up to you. That's, you know. I think we should aim for about no more than an hour long. No, of course not. This swastika is a symbol of the Buddhist faith. I would very much like for this video to not have any swastikas or Hitler or none of that. But again, you have total creative control. Do whatever you want. You're just trying to trigger me right now. If I had a chance to hang out with a YouTuber, I would want to hang out with Leafy. I bet hanging out with Leafy in real life would be a lot of fun. But I would make sure that he understands that I perceive him as a little creepy weirdo. And just as long as he's okay with that, I think him and I would be good friends. I think hanging out with Mr. Beast and PewDiePie would be fun too. But obviously my favorite YouTuber is Ashton Birdie. Will you visit other countries? Canada? I mean, Canada. Canada. I've been to Canada. Earlier when I said Kekistan, some girl looked at me like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. You're racist, Nazi. Do you believe in evolution? I don't believe in evolution, no. The idea of intelligent design, to me, is the idea that it's two things. One, that you're dealing with a very active God who is constantly working on us all the time, as opposed to the creation God who just did it once, and then that was it. The intelligent design God has a 40-hour-a-week job that he's been working for the last few billion years. And that's more impressive to me than the creation God. The intelligent design God is more impressive to me than the creation God. And the creation God is done. The creation God did what he did, and that's over. But the intelligent design God is still working. He's still doing he's still designing this. It's an ongoing process. We might actually be phase 1. Would you kill Darwin if you could go back in time? If I could go back in time, I would go back to when Darwin was a kid and just lead him down a different path rather than wait till he was an old man and then kill him. The same thing with Hitler or Joseph Stalin or Mao Zedong. I wouldn't go back in time to kill anybody. Find Hitler when he was a young man and just send him down a different path rather than kill him. How would you fix racism in America? I told you already, I would just get rid of the races. I'd send the whites back to Europe. I'd send the blacks back to Africa. I'd send the Asians back to Asia. I would send the Arabs back to the Middle East. And I would give the Native Americans their homeland back. The biggest jackpot in the history of humanity. If it was up to me, those little groups of people out there on those reservations get all of North America. All of yours. It's yours. Every blade of grass.
Yo, is this a real Nashbo Jr.? Is this really him? Is this really you? So, Nash, what's your take on Joe Biden?
The real Joe Biden disappeared years ago and was replaced by an actor wearing a latex mask. And I know that sounds crazy to most people, but I don't care. That's what I think. And it's like a actor. Do I want Ashton to share this video? Sure, why not? I don't think she's going to ever even be aware of its existence. But if she is somehow aware of its existence, I would love for her to watch it and share it. And in particular, that part where I deliver that message to her, I would love her to know that of all of the ups and downs of the Trump years, all of the ups and downs of being Nashville Jr., 50 years from now when I look back, the thing I remember the most, the thing that I will remember as the highlight of it all, was making memes of Ashton Birdie.